Broken Eggs Media.
Faster performance, lower bandwidth costs, proven solutions for content delivery. CashFly. Stop hosting. Start delivering.
Welcome to the Movie Guys podcast.
We are the Movie Guys.
I'm Scott.
I'm Paul.
And this is our show.
Howdy, howdy.
This week we have Paul stepping in for Matt. He was unavailable for most of it, but you might be able to see him a little bit later in the show. And here we are with week 21. When I think of 21, I always think of that Civil War movie, 1921, right?
Actually, that was World War II.
Well, you know, the one with Jim Belushi.
John Belushi.
Well, whatever. It's still 21, right? So, with that in mind, we have a slew of movies this weekend for you. We have Mamma Mia with Meryl Streep.
The Dark Knight.
With Christian Bale. And, of course, Space Chimps with Andy Samberg. Without further ado, let's jump right into Space Chimps. Space Chimps. This stars Andy Samberg and Patrick Warburton. It's about these 3 astronaut chimps that must test if they can live through a wormhole so that the humans can follow while looking for other intelligent life in the galaxy. They're kind of a band of misfits, and calamity ensues.
Alright, Space Chimps. I watched this movie, and, see, the thing is like, the movie, at one point, at my theater, the power went out before the climax of the film. And I was like, yeah! Because I would get to leave. But then this dude comes inside, he's like, don't leave, the movie's coming back on. I was like, no! Why?
Really? I didn't hate this movie that bad. I thought there were some good laughs in it. The NASA people were funny, they were nerds, and they played on that a little bit, and it was kind of funny. Patrick Warburton had some good one-liners, like he always does. Andy Samberg had a couple of witty little things. It wasn't perfect.
One joke.
I will say that when I saw Paul, I was like, there was one funny part, huh? And it was the exact same part. But I didn't hate this movie. I thought it looked pretty good. It's more cartoony animation. It's not trying to be realistic, and I think it succeeded in that. The other planet they go to looks pretty good. Some of the characters that they run into look pretty good.
Annoying.
Like when you interrupt?
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying that I didn't hate this movie. Other than... Why didn't you like this movie? Don't tell
Okay,
why.
alright. First off, like, I was coming into this movie, and, like, I see the first part of it, and then, like, it brings out what the plot is, and I was like, oh my, ugh. But then I was like, alright, it's a kid's movie, I'll give it a shot. Alright, I'll give it a shot. Because it's geared towards kids, which is cool. I like kids' movies, too. But there was a 3-year-old next to me that kept pestering his dad, like, can we go home?
What about the movie didn't you like?
Okay, the plot was insane.
Why?
Well, they send this unmanned probe all the way to this, like, it's flying around, they get sucked through this wormhole to this planet, and it's got manned controls that aliens can figure out and steer around and conquer the frickin' planet with this probe.
In a lot of movies, people sing to animals, and they hear them, and...
But like, why would you send an unmanned probe with weapons on it that can be used by things? And how can the chimps talk to the aliens perfectly fine, but the chimps talk to humans like, ooh, ah, 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 and they're like, oh, cute. So if the humans go there, all the aliens will be going, ah, ah, ah. It just made...
The thing is, Paul, is like I said, you have to suspend your disbelief that far if it's going to be a kid's movie.
I tried. I've suspended my disbelief before, but this one, I was like, oh no, you can't do this. This is no way that's going to happen.
Those things kind of crossed my mind, but it was something that I could dismiss because there are so many other movies before it that, you know, aliens talk to people and then people talk to animals.
I can give it I gave it a fair try, but the
it's a movie about apes that go to
I cared nothing.
space.
I didn't care anything about any of the characters. They were just tried to make a love story, and they tried to make this like tension between people, and it failed miserably. I didn't care about any of the characters. I didn't care. The whole alien planet could have been wiped out, and I would have been like, oh, that sucks. Like, I didn't care at all. And that was the whole point of the movie.
I don't think you were supposed to care. I think it was supposed to be a good time. I think you were supposed to laugh. I had a few laughs in the movie. I'm not saying it's good. I'm just not saying it was terrible. What are you going to give this, Paul?
2.
Okay.
I wish somebody would have garroted me in the parking lot on the way to the movie so that I could have bowed out from this one.
Okay, I'm giving this movie a 3.5. It's not a good score, but I think a child would like this movie. I don't think a 5-year-old would be like, why are there manual controls on that spaceship? There's no way. They just went through a black hole, for crying out loud.
The kid wanted to leave. The kids in the theater were like, this movie sucks.
That wasn't my experience in the theater. Kids were laughing all around me in the theater.
Oh, it was terrible.
So I don't know what else to say. If your kid thinks that this is going to be good, I would say maybe check it out. With that, we get to another gem, Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia!
Oh, criminy. Mamma Mia. This is an ABBA musical starring Meryl Streep, who once slept with 3 men in a short period of time, and now her daughter wants to know who her real father is before she gets married. And hilarity ensues.
Alrighty, Mamma Mia. Interesting movie. It's definitely geared towards a specific audience if you're thinking about going to see it. Mainly,
You better be a middle-aged woman trying to revitalize her life.
Yeah, or, if you want to take your girlfriend out to see a movie and she's a middle-aged woman trying to...
I wouldn't take anyone to this movie. I wouldn't willingly go to this movie. This is an ABBA musical. I don't dislike ABBA per se. I just don't want to listen to their music for 2 hours. Forgive me. The dancing in this movie looked like it was barely choreographed. It was kind of... It looked like you go to a bar and somebody's singing karaoke and that drunk woman goes out and starts dancing and then everyone starts following along. That's a little bit like what this movie was about for me.
Myself, I watched it. I was completely terrified going in there. I wanted to just hang myself with my belt. Thought about taking it off before the movie just in case. But after I actually started watching it, it wasn't so bad. Admittedly, there are a lot of stuff in this. There's a lot of little things like the dancing, or sometimes you're following the plot, and then they're like, you know what? Flip a coin. Let's try this instead, because I think the writer was stupid.
No, because the songs aren't meant to all go together. They're not like an overlying story to these songs, so they just make the story
go to the songs.
That was it just goes in a bunch of roller coaster directions.
Or the church scene.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense really at all. Don't check it out. The singing was also not very good. Meryl Streep and Pierce Brosnan and all these people aren't that good vocally. So
not completely terrible, though.
They're not that good. If you're going to this movie for the singing, the dancing, and the ABBA music, I think you're going to be disappointed because I think your drunk friends can dance better than these people. It was kind of nice to see Mrs. Weasley and Meryl Streep, all of them lively and dancing around and having a good time. That was good. I think that would be better for someone that could relate to them, which isn't me.
Myself, I went into this completely didn't want to watch this movie, like I said. But the thing is I had a kind of a connection with this movie because I like love stories. I do like chick flicks. I'll admit it. I'll freely admit it.
I do too.
And the fact of the matter is there was enough in this movie that I enjoyed. I was able to overlook the little things that bothered me and look at the whole idea of the movie, and it made me feel really good. I came out with a smile on my face, called some people that I knew, and talked to them for a few minutes.
I think that I would have to look past the big things to see the small little things that would endear me to this movie. I don't fully understand you, Paul, but what are you going to give this one?
I'm going to give it a 6. I thought if you're going to watch it, maybe a matinee, definitely something you should rent with your girlfriend, or if a bunch of chicks want to have a girls' night.
Maybe take your mom.
You know what? Yeah, take your mom. It wouldn't be a bad idea.
I can see a daughter taking their mom.
That's what I saw in the theater. I saw tons of daughters taking their moms.
I agree. That might be the intended audience. For me, I give this movie a 3. I was pretty miserable throughout the entire thing. I actually saw it with a date, and we both didn't enjoy it. So I would say skip this one. Not worth it. Now
that we've gotten that out of the way,
something exciting, something dark, something chivalrous. It's The Dark Knight.
So we have Batman, The Dark Knight. Of course, Christian Bale and Michael Caine, Morgan Freeman, Aaron Eckhart, Maggie Gyllenhaal, and the late, great Heath Ledger. This takes off very shortly after, months away from the first film, Batman Begins, that Christopher Nolan did. It's the second installment in what is proposed to be a trilogy by him. And this one features a story surrounding the new DA, Harvey Dent, and the force of nature that is the Joker. This is kind of a silly question, but Scott, what were you thinking before we saw The Dark Knight?
Before going in, I had huge expectations. I couldn't help myself. The trailer looked so good. And if it was going to be a long version of the trailer, I was going to be excited. I think the cast is great. I was so looking forward to everything in this movie. I can't say my anticipation has been higher for any movie that I can remember. And I was nervous that that was the case.
So The Dark Knight, first off, I'm actually a pretty big fan of hero movies and things like that. As far as The Dark Knight goes, the Batman Begins was such a great movie and a great portrayal of the character of Batman. I really tried to steer clear of pretty much everything Dark Knight-ish. I didn't even watch a trailer for The Dark Knight, not one, until the day I went to go see the movie. And going into it, I really had absolutely no expectations because I didn't want to be overwhelmed or underwhelmed.
Alright, we have our reviews for you, but first, a short review from the other movie guy, Matt. Matt, you have the camera.
The helm.
Hey Scott, hey Paul. Sorry I couldn't be there this weekend, and hey to all of you out there watching. Thanks for watching again in week 20. What are we on? 20, 21? Thanks guys, 21. I knew that. So I did actually get to see Batman. It was kind of a fluke, last minute thing, which is awesome that I got to go. And I had a real quick second to stop in and tell you what I thought. So this isn't going to be a regular review. If you want to talk about this in depth with me, I would love to. Just jump on the forums and we'll do that. Real quickly, I've been waiting for this movie since before this movie was ever even conceptualized. I've been waiting for a Batman movie that got Batman right for so long because they'd never done it before. Until Batman Begins, which was great. Now with this one, I was super stoked to see what they were going to do with the Joker because Jack Nicholson's Joker was very like 50s, 60s, like Cesar Romero Joker, which is fine, but I want the Joker. I want the Joker from the more modern comics, the crazy, scary, like psychopathic Joker. It's perfect for The Dark Knight because they go together. I was a little worried just because, you know, the Scarecrow was going to be in this one a little, and, you know, Joker's in it, and Harvey Dent's in it. I was just, like, worried that maybe they were going to go into the realm of, like, too many plot lines again. So I was a little nervous going in, but there was so much press for this film. There was so much stuff going on for it. There was so many people who'd seen it and reviewing it and saying, oh, it's great, and Heath Ledger's the man, and blah, blah, blah. It like totally messed with my expectations. I was trying to keep them in check, but it was so hard to because I just wanted this movie to be so good. And even though my expectations were like way up here, this is one of the first movies probably ever that not only reached those expectations but far exceeded them. I couldn't believe what I was seeing on the screen. Heath Ledger's performance is what everybody's saying. It does meet all the hype everyone's talking about. It's perfect. It's perfect. Everybody was great. The whole film was great. The characters were all nailed, like spot on. The sound, everything. I loved this movie so incredibly much. I plan to see it again as soon as I possibly can. I'm going to head over to Seattle and catch it in IMAX next weekend if I can with the crew and whoever else wants to go. If you're in Seattle next weekend on Sunday, come see it with us. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot of time, but I wanted to come in and let you guys know I loved this movie so much. Hi, Jesse. I can't wait to see it again. It gets under your skin. This movie actually affected me, unlike anything has done in I can't remember when. One more thing.
I'm sorry, Matt. We had to stop you. For those watching, Matt went on for another 35 minutes talking about The Dark Knight. We'll get back to him a little later.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
Paul, what do you think about The Dark Knight?
This movie was amazing. I'm a huge fan of superhero movies, first off. And like I said earlier, I didn't really follow it very much. But the crazy thing about this is a character-driven movie. Completely character-driven. And what pulled me in and just grabbed me was the fact that these actors, when they were on that screen, there was nothing of them, for the most part. Heath Ledger was not in this movie. In my opinion, the Joker was in this movie.
Yeah.
I've never in my life seen... I have chills right now thinking about his seriously, thinking about the way he's acting, because there were moments in the movie I felt uncomfortable enough that I wanted to leave the theater because I was expecting the Joker to turn around and be like, "Hello, how are you?" And it just creeped. Like when he'd walk onto screen, I would feel cold and just like I wanted to curl up and not be there anymore.
I never wanted to leave the theater, even kind of. I was so at the end of my seat this whole movie. I was just amazed. My jaw dropped to the floor several times. The second time we see Joker, he comes in a little bit, and then he meets with some people, and his entrance is just jaw-dropping, literally, for me. And I haven't seen a portrayal this good and pure of good versus evil as I've seen with Batman, The Dark Knight, and the force of nature, the Joker. They're just so opposite, and they're so, like I said, pure. Batman is on the far end of the spectrum. Joker is on a complete other, and they actually do complement each other well for storytelling purposes, and the effect that they have on Gotham, because Joker's obviously trying to ruin Gotham, and Batman is trying to save it, and it's just like so compelling. And the characters in this movie, all of them, they're so well fleshed out. Morgan Freeman has, such a personality, and you can kind of tell what he's going to do. And Maggie Gyllenhaal was also really good. She had to step into a role that was already taken place by someone else, and that's always tough to do. Michael Caine plays a wonderful Alfred.
Quintessential.
Yeah. Gary Oldman plays such an amazing, he's so good in this movie. And everybody has their moment in the sun. It's a complete ensemble cast.
And I will mention, in my opinion, Christian Bale plays 2 roles in this movie. Mm-hmm. Because he did it in the first one. He did it in Batman Begins. When he is Batman, he is Batman. And then when he is Bruce Wayne, he is Bruce Wayne. And he did it in this movie amazingly. It was just shiny to see him do the performance like that.
Heath Ledger, now, God rest his soul, he gives such an amazing performance. People are talking, he should get Best Supporting Actor. And I would like to think that with this amazing role, that he would have gotten it even if he was alive. Because, it seems like a lot of people are more famous than they were after they've passed on. But this role is just absolutely amazing. It's just breathtaking. It's so incredibly good.
There's a scene in the movie where you see Heath Ledger just walking, and as the Joker, obviously, and you don't, sometimes you see things pop out of actors. I just can't stop saying it, it's the Joker.
Right.
There are times where I was afraid that he was coming for me. It's just, ugh.
Right, and also, the special effects in this movie, there are so many practicals. There are just a few times when you start noticing, that's probably CG, that's probably CG. Otherwise, everything looked absolutely amazing. A big problem I had with the first Batman, some of the fight scenes were too shaky cam. It was too close up. It was you couldn't really tell what was going on. In this one, they do back it up a little bit, and it works out well. There goes Joker, the Batman right now, on his, motorcycle, and it gives me chills.
The Two-Face also was, everyone in this was great, but Two-Face was, I always...
Harvey Dent.
Yeah, Harvey Dent. I related to him as a villain in the comics and things like that, and in this movie, it was perfect. He was the greatest Two-Face I had ever seen, because he played it perfectly. He was the quintessential good and bad rolled into one, and just trusting in fate.
The foils of the other characters, obviously, Joker and the Batman, Harvey Dent's so caught in the middle, and it just makes sense that he becomes Two-Face. It's so perfect. It's just poetic. It's just, you have to go see this movie. It's so incredibly good. What are you going to give this movie, Paul?
I know this is my first time here, but I am going to say this is a 10. Hands, I was a huge fan of Iron Man, like I said, I like hero movies. That, to me, was my favorite movie of the year, and when I saw this, completely just jaw-dropping, awesome 10.
For the first time in the Movie Guys podcast, I am going to give this movie a 10. It's such a perfect movie. I can't think of movies like this that I wouldn't give a 10, because there are so few. This is such a rare event. You have to go see this in the movie theater. Invite everyone. I'm going to see it multiple times again. Matt, over there and wherever you are, what are you going to give this movie?
Score, this movie. Okay. This is something you haven't seen before. This movie, for me, gets a 10 out of 10. I was going to give it an 11, but Scott told me not to, because that would screw up our whole system. And I agreed, because I like Scott sometimes. So, when you want to get serious, give me a call. Here's my card.
Thank you for that, Matt. We assumed as much. I think that kind of puts the nail in the coffin, as it were. Bad is a huge Matman fan.
He's a huge Matman fan. A nocturnal, echolocating, flying mammal man. Just FYI though, I have not enjoyed a movie this much since The Matrix.
And I haven't had this much fun at the movies, for me personally, since Episode 3 of Star Wars. Such a phenomenal movie. Go check this one out. And on that high note...
I'm going to pull this out of my neck.
No. We're going to go into trailers.
Yay!
Trailers this week. With Comic-Con coming up, we've gotten a bunch of trailers. So we have 2 to talk about and 2 to show you. So with that, we're going to start with Twilight. I don't know too much about the Twilight series, but it has a huge fan base, and I'm looking forward to seeing this movie. There's a new teaser trailer out. Go check it out. There's a villain in it that was the villain in Never Back Down, who looks very cool in this movie.
Also, The Spirit. You've probably seen a little bit here and there, some teaser trailers. They released a longer trailer, The Dark Knight, right before that, and looks really good. There's a lot of big-name people in it.
There is Scarlett Johansson, Sam Jackson, Eva Mendes.
Sam Jackson.
He's more like 3 or 4 people. This looks super stylized. It looks a little bit like Sin City. Frank Miller's directing. This is an interesting trailer because it looks completely different than those. So I'm interested now. I'm interested to see this one. I don't know if I like it, but I'm interested.
You know what's next?
That's right, Paul. Terminator Salvation. Check this out.
I knew it. I knew it was coming. But this is not the future my mother warned me about. And in this future, I don't know if we can win this war. This is John Connor.
I love Terminator, but I know you like him more. What were your thoughts after you saw this trailer?
First off, I want to give a shout out to all the previous Terminators. Alright, seriously, I'm a huge Terminator fan, and after seeing this trailer, I was shaking. I was like, oh my god, I heard like, I was like, yes, 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 yes! Because, see, the Terminator is a great battle between good and evil, because it's an unstoppable evil, and then all you have is like this little group of ragtag people that are like, hurt you, stop it, don't kill us anymore. And I saw the trailer, and Christian Bale, I mean, seriously.
Very cool.
The man is a tank among actors.
This is a teaser, and obviously all I needed to be is like, Terminator Salvation. Okay, we're already there. So, now something that I'm really excited for, the Watchmen trailer. Go.
Flesh and blood, the sinner.
I am so freaking excited for this movie. I absolutely love Alan Moore's Watchmen. I'm really excited for this, and all of the things in this trailer look like they're coming straight from the graphic novel, so I couldn't be more excited.
I have no experience with Watchmen, but like, I saw the trailer and I was like, I don't care what this is. I want to see it. Like, there's a big blue dude smashing stuff. That's it for me. Like, I'm cool with that.
The one thing I'm kind of nervous about is that these images all come from the latter half of the story, so it's kind of scary for me. I hope they don't elaborate on those scenes very much because it's kind of towards the end. But I'm really excited for this. I know Alan Moore doesn't want this movie to be made at all, and that kind of scares me a little bit, but I still have hope. I don't think it's going to be good still, but I have hope. These give me hope, so I think it's just too big to tackle with a movie. I do.
Well, you know what's next, don't you?
Ooh. I know what's next.
Ooh.
Huh?
DVDs.
Oh, DVDs.
DVDs.
Alright, we have kind of a minor week in DVDs this week, Paul. We only have one wide release, but a couple of other good ones. So, first off, we have
The Last Winter.
This is Ron Perlman. It's a horror movie set in the Arctic and it has kind of a global warming overtone to it. So it's supposed to be one of the scariest movies of the year. Maybe check that out on DVD.
Next we've got Turn the River.
Turn the River, despite its seemingly obvious poker reference, is actually about Famke Janssen in a great performance trying to make her way through life, her and her daughter, by playing pool.
Yeah, and finally, we've got 21, which is a movie about a bunch of MIT students that go and rob Vegas blind, based on a true story.
Yeah, if you've seen the trailer for this movie, you've pretty much seen the whole thing. Kind of forgettable. So, I don't really know where we go from here.
Ooh, dude, I got it.
You sound so excited.
News. We could do news.
And rumors. Alright, Paul.
Yeah.
It's your first time delivering the news with us.
Yeah.
I want you to bring something fresh and original, a new vision to the news. What should we start out with?
Let's try posters.
It's a brilliant idea. We've never done that before, Paul.
Really? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Check out this new poster, Jim Carrey.
Obviously.
Yeah, in his upcoming role, Yes Man.
The movie Yes Man stars Jim Carrey, who can only answer yes for an entire year.
That sounds like another plot line Jim Carrey worked with before.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of like the number 23.
Actually, I was thinking about...
Check out this Clone Wars poster.
Doesn't feel so much like Star Wars, but they were trying.
Yeah, it doesn't really capture the essence of the old Star Wars posters. Like it looks like it was wanting to. I hope this is good. I want it to be good.
Finally, the new Star Trek poster.
Now, Paul, you're more of a Trekkie than I am, as the kids say.
I am.
What are your thoughts on this poster?
I see the poster. I was doubtful at first. I see the poster. I see the people that cast for these roles. Completely stoked. I'm on the edge of my chair.
You know what I'm stoked and on the edge of my chair for? The Wachowski brothers.
Whoa. Gets a little excited.
I love it when they direct, and they're going to direct what they've been planning to direct. Plastic Man.
And they're talking to Keanu.
Whoa.
Yeah, for the lead.
For the win. I'm so excited when they direct. Not so much when they produce, but when they direct.
Well, hey, check it out. New dates for Tropic Thunder and The Rocker.
The Rocker has been pushed back from July 30th to August 20th.
That's a bad sign, but Foley hasn't died too.
Tropic Thunder has moved 2 days forward to Wednesday, August 13th.
And check out tugspeedman.com. It's a viral site for Ben Stiller's character on Tropic Thunder.
Yes, this movie seems to be getting excited for itself.
I know I am.
So am I.
Completely.
So am I. Now, I have even more Tropic Thunder news for you. Kinda.
Writer Justin Theroux is going to be coming on for Iron Man 2.
Apparently, Robert Downey Jr. liked him and brought him on board for the sequel. Now, that's tough because Robert Downey Jr. said that he rewrote a lot of it himself, so it's kind of a different thing. This movie is still now hoping for an 2009 release.
I don't see that, but Will Ferrell is going to be playing Two-Face.
In his upcoming movie titled Two-Face, Will Ferrell will play a racist who, after a prank gone wrong, develops a split personality.
I can see Will Ferrell playing different ethnic roles.
Yeah, I hope I think that might be the way they're taking it, but I'm kind of hopeful that it's not. I don't know if it's appropriate to this. I don't know. If they do it right, it could be good. What can I say? Diablo Cody and Steven Spielberg are collaborating once again.
Yeah, they collaborated on Showtime's upcoming The United States of Terror and are going to work again on a comedy idea, The Beard Head.
Indeed. I'm excited for this, but what pressure. She's really just exploded onto the big screen. But don't worry. If you missed Dr. Horrible Sing-Along Blog...
You can come... all right, it's coming to DVD. You need to check this out.
Indeed. With a bunch of really horribly
extras.
awesome extras. Including commentary. The musical. It seems like kind of an original take on the commentary if they do it like in character. I think it could be kind of cool.
The Hammer.
Indeed. These are not my hammer. Anyway. No. Next week we have Comic-Con. All kinds of news and media flooding from San Diego, and you can bet that we will have plenty of colorful commentary on all of the goings-on here at the Movie Guys Podcast. Don't you think, Paul?
I'm completely stoked for all the colorful commentary.
Paul, you've survived this episode.
Sort of.
More or less. A couple aches and pains, perhaps. What can you do? But that is nothing compared to next week.
Next week on the Movie Guys Podcast.
was a good weekend movie and a bad weekend movies.
Yeah.
But The Dark Knight, what an amazing film. So amazing. I almost feel that my words are useless against it.
Go watch it.
Just go watch it.
Just go watch it.
So, yeah. We'd like to thank a couple of people first.
5K LLC, we thank you for a lot of help and support. And Canada, you're just awesome.
Well, sure. Why not? What a boot, right? I don't know.
Oh, that's horrible, eh?
I don't know. Anyways, if you'd like to talk more with us about movies, go on to our forums at our website, themovieguyspodcast.com. Also, if you wanted to talk to us on a more personal level, we implore you. You can find me at scott@brokeneggsmedia.com.
Paul at brokeneggsmedia.com.
And of course the other guy, Matt at brokeneggsmedia.com. You can follow our Twitters also on our site. If you want to catch up on any of your E3 action, go over to the xboxpodcast.com or wowpodcast.com. Our friends here at Broken Eggs Media.
Do it.
Do it.
We're watching you.
They help us, we help them. We're all a big family here. And go check those guys out. And with that, we have episode 21. Uvula. Angle of the Dangle.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Scott. And remember, kids.
I killed Bethany, my old girlfriend, with a nail gun.
I'm kind of psychic. It's like I have ESPN or something.
My